G'day everyone, Adam here. Welcome back to Flip My Ride. I'm out on the road driving the 1984 Subaru touring wagon. It's undergone a lot of work in the last 6 months, but in today's episode we're going to focus on how to detail or detailing a 40-year-old car, taking it from this to this and optimizing not only the dollars you get, but the attention also. If you've enjoyed the Subaru series or any of my content for that matter, please consider subscribing and liking the video. If you'd like to support the channel a little further, you can help by donating via the PayPal link down in the comments section and chuck a few bucks my way or the channel's way to help me keep creating thick YouTubes for you to watch. Speaking of watching, stick around, go and watch the video and check out the transformation of this ugly duckling into a beautiful swan. Go check it out. It's friggin' raining on my beautiful car and I'll have to deal with that. Talk soon.
First step, wash the car. A deep clean and clay bar is essential in order to get a good idea of the paint's condition and get it in readiness for the paint correction later on. I am blown away. That car is an 84 model, 84 built Subaru. Shit on my hand there. So it's the same as a Ningy Nugget. Now the Ningy Nugget was an absolute disaster and needed a lot of work and fresh paint. The paint on that, they must have had a protective coating on it or something, is fucking amazing. I mean, it's got its scratches and its war wounds, but like that was just with a wash and a clay bar, and it looks amazing. Just from doing the clay bar, it feels fantastic. It looks great. I'm seriously amazed. I love buying these gems. I love finding these cars. Why do people get rid of them? I don't get it. I'm pulling out the back door armrests, and they've got an ashtray in them, and I'm thinking to myself, Mum, can you drop me at Janie's house? If you're going to do a decent detail, you must remove the entire interior. What is it with sheepskin seat covers? They're feral. Oh. Springs are a little bit funky, but no tears. Super. This car had 4 different car mats. So normally you'd expect the front ones to be different to the back ones maybe, but have a look at this. That was in the back seat. Back passengers. Front passenger. And that was on the driver's side. At least someone was trying, I guess. We're going to take the front seats out. I'm going to leave the back uprights seats in. I'll take the back bench out, the seat that you sit on, your ass sits on. Okay, let's put that out that side. I'll get rid of one car and their seats, and now I've got another car with the seats out. It never stops. We have got a fair bit of this kind of shit, plastic here. Not too bad actually, considering it's a 38-year-old car. This is usually what you find when there's rats. They love bits of plastic and paper. Not a lot to see, look at that. Just a lot of dirt. Pens and a couple of bucks. 1, 2, 3, 4 pens. Sunglass case and $2.55. I think that's the most I've ever found in a car. It's up to about $4 now. Plus a set of tools. The pile of plastic shit gets bigger. It's a big pile of cleaning. That's not hard work. Just a brush and some spray. This has got quite a bit of browning and staining on the front driver's portion of the carpet, on the door cards and everything else, just from human gunge hopping in and out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this. I haven't used it before. It's called Digger's Green Power. I think it's made out of orange peels and stuff like that. So I'm going to pre-soak it first with that, and then I might even throw some foaming upholstery cleaner on it, and then I'm going to use the stuff that comes with the upholstery cleaner, carpet cleaner and upholstery cleaner. I'll pour that in and use the proper upholstery machinery, and we'll see how that goes. Let's start.
I've decided to leave the carpet in this time as it was not a simple removal. Pulling it out does make for a better clean, but every car is different. In the end with this car, I ended up doing the upholstery 3 more times.
I'm going to let them dry and see what it looks like, and then maybe readdress cleaning it again with some more upholstery cleaner. Jordan's gone over the wagon part at the back here several times. It looks nice, but again, when it dries, I think with the plush carpet and velour, it might hide it a little bit. We'll see. If you can hear me. Let's dump that. Beautiful.
I want to give the seatbelts a good clean as well, but I can't really do much with that spaghetti. So I'm going to unbolt it, unwind it, and then clean it.
That was just a brand new clean cloth. That's just from the seatbelt, having a rub on the seatbelt. I know what I'm going to get, my brush. We'll use this to agitate things.
I use Armor all-purpose cleaner when performing this task, but any general purpose cleaner is fine. Don't forget the headliner as well at this point. I use the same process, spray, wipe it down with a clean cloth. Sometimes you can use steam if the stains or the muck is really bad. With the interior drying out, it was time to hit the exterior and focus on all the faded bolt-ons.
So I've cleaned these. That's the bottom, one of the bottom bash plates. I'm thinking I might spray that in the rust converter actually. Same with these. I might sandblast these. So we'll get into that in a minute.
While I was busy sandblasting, Jordan would come in, take the parts out and start painting
All right. We've got our wind chimes all set up. That's not sticking to that, is it? So what are you doing, Jordan? Bit of sanding. So he sanded it once and then waxed and greased it. Cleaned it, I think you have to do again where he sanded, and then we're using a, where is it? A plastic primer. Now I didn't want to paint the bumpers, neither did Jordan, because there's nothing better than just having natural plastic, but they're that stuffed that we're going to have to use this plastic Rust-Oleum Canyon Black satin colour, a satin black, unfortunately. But I think they'll look good, Jordan, eh?
When it comes to black plastics, I only ever lay down a clear coat. This is enough to make a difference unless they are seriously shot.
Headlight surrounds are done, you saw me painting them up. All of it here. That looks good. There's a few runs in it I might have to sand out, and I'll do it again, but all our stuff has been sandblasted and painted. Our guards for under the engine.
I don't have a sink big enough to clean these plastic pieces, so a foaming pressure wash was the ticket. Then we revert back to the all-purpose cleaner, agitating and wiping as we go. Many of the plastics had browned out, as I call it, from UV damage, so I went over them several times, and I also tried to use some Isocol, which is like an isopropyl. I think they look much better. The internal door handle bezels, particularly the driver's side, were in poor condition. I salvaged them using a little bit of heat and again a clear plastic primer coat.
Plastics are done. Pile of shit yesterday, now it's a pile of clean shit. So we've got it all laid out. Stacked it up underneath here. Everything's ready to go. The seats still have a couple of spots that are brown. If you have a look here, the camera will probably show it up really well. We've got a brown line here that I need to address. There's a couple of spots on the shoulders, same on that side, and then the carpet in here needs another hit as well. It's still brown up there.
Moving right along, it was time to cut and polish. This is a slow process taking several hours just to cut. Overall, I made 3 passes on the car using a dual action polisher. Then I applied a basic spray-on ceramic coat for added protection, and the results were stunning. With the bulk of the work done, it is time to reassemble and then admire.
Haven't been too happy with the interior finish so far on the car that we've done, so putting it out in the sun I can have a better look at it. But one of the little problems that's been bugging me is when I turn the air vents on, there's a smell of rat and there's like a vibration sound, and it sounds like something's in the blower in the HVAC. So I've just gone ahead and pulled it all apart, and yeah, I was right. I think a rat had nested somewhere inside the ventilation system and left its nest there, and that's what's circulating around the car. Super. Let's have a look. Parcel shelf had to come off. This is one of the vent lines up under the dash, and this is our blower motor here, and this is what we have discovered. Alright, so that kept blowing out of the vents. If we have a close look, we've got rat feces everywhere. Look, here, all over the place. That noise I could hear in the blower motor was this, stuck in the fins. So there's a fan in here, if you can see that. I'll turn it on. Well, anyway, I can't turn it on because the car's off. That rotates like this, and the plastic was sticking through it and causing the sound I could hear. So anyway, I think I've got most of it. Let's tidy this up, vacuum it, wash my hands, and then we will put it all back together and see if it stays quiet and less smelly. It took me 3 more cleaning sessions to get all of that plastic bag out of the blower motor. And even then, after several months of driving, I'm still, when I turn the vents on, I'm still getting strips of grass and almost like straw flying out of the vents, so it hasn't ended yet. But one of the major problems in the revival of Charlie was the digital dash. The speedo portion ceased to work, so I pulled the dash out, and in the hope that just playing with the connections may help, but it turns out it's a very common or regular problem on these digital dashes in this particular model. Even with someone providing me with another dash, it still didn't work. So I've done a bit of a workaround on that, and I've gone and bought myself a GPS speedometer from J-Car, I think it is. I've stuck it onto the dash where it actually fits really nicely, and I've stuck it to where the speedometer digits were initially. It sits outside of the glass or the perspex. It would have been nice to be inside, but that's done and it stayed there and it works perfectly. It's probably more accurate than the near 40-year-old original speedometer. That and the drive shaft dilemma were probably the 2 major hurdles in this whole rescue and revival of Charlie. Other than that, it was fairly straightforward. Basic mechanicals, servicing, and a good thorough detail, as you saw. There are still a number of things that need to be done on the Unicorn in order to finish the full revival of it. It needs the PDR work done, the paintless dent removal. The valves are very noisy, the tappets, so they need adjusting. I need new valve cover gaskets. It's got a slight leak. The gas struts for the wagon section, the door part that holds it up, they need replacing as well. But none of that's really going to happen because I've decided to keep the Unicorn for the time being. This means, because I'm not selling the car, I won't be able to replenish my Flip My Ride funds. So I've got to cease spending the money for the time being and go and find myself another project to rescue, revive and rehome in order to cash up. There's always more to get, there's always more to do. Whew. Bloody hot in here without the windows down. Hope you enjoyed the Unicorn series. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and it may help you when it comes to detailing an old 40-year-old car, an old car, any car for that matter. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe,
Also, if you want to throw us a few bucks, click the donation tab, the PayPal tab, down in the comments as well. I think there's one on my main banner as well. Hope you enjoyed the transformation from go to woe. Ugly duckling, as I said, to swan. Find it, buy it, fix it, flip it, have some fun along the way. Remember, rush it, and we'll catch you next time on Flip My Ride. Ciao.